Oh, hi there, it's JoJo, North America's #1 worst Minecraft player. You guys mind if I talk to you over a time lapse of me digging a big hole? Okay, thanks. So I've been playing Minecraft since 2013, and yes, that is a long time, and yes, I do feel quite old, seeing as how I was almost 20 around that time. But Minecraft has always been a comfort game for me. It's always been one that I've enjoyed and one that I feel like I honestly can't live without. I've tried going more than a few months without playing Minecraft, and I've never really been able to do it. And recently, my love for Minecraft has been kicked into high ignition by starting a Forever World, which I'll do a full video on the concept of Forever Worlds and why I think that everybody should do it, and no, I'm not kidding on that. But before I do that, I want to just go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit about the concept that Minecraft is bad now. Now, I want to start off by saying this. When I started this channel literally like 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, I think, actually, as of recording this, my main goal was never to be like a super negative person. I did that when I was in the Dead by Daylight community, and it was very much, how do I put this, bad for my mental health. I hated it. I hated that I almost always had something negative to say about the game. I hated that most of my videos were critiques, and I hated that when I started trying to be a little bit more positive and I started trying to do a little bit more fun content, it basically got no views. People only wanted to see the negativity, and I think it's because that's what I largely became known for. Like, my most popular video on that channel, or the video that got me started and really kick-started my YouTube career on that channel, was part of the first video in a series literally called How to Fix, where I would look at problems in the game and tell you how I would fix them. And I just don't like that. And so when I came over to the Minecraft community and I started this channel from 0 subscribers because I really wanted to, test myself and see if I could actually make something out of Minecraft without leaning on my already existing audience, I just really didn't want to be negative. I didn't want to be an overtly negative person. I didn't want to be somebody who was, constantly fighting with the community or being angry or something like that. I wanted to come with fun content and, the Let's Play series and the educational series. And with my discussion videos, I wanted to put it more toward things like wish lists, tier lists, and why I love things, as opposed to this is broken, fix this, change this, which I will admit my very first video in the discussion series with the I Hate Elytra video probably wasn't the best way to start that, but I wanted to try to get some of the negativity out of my system. And originally this video was going to be about Hermitcraft and my top 5 hermits and why I love them so much, but I just wanted to get this out there immediately. Every single time you see a video where someone is like, Minecraft sucks now, Minecraft is bad, Minecraft is boring actually, this is horrible in Minecraft, Minecraft ain't like the old days, these people are, and I'm gonna be as polite as I can here, fucking idiots. Because, and here's my thesis statement, you all missed the point of Minecraft. I think the very first time I realized that people missed the point of Minecraft was that I think his name was Sipsy. People were tearing this video apart left and right, where he was kind of like, Minecraft is bad now, and his whole video was just nothing but logical fallacies and just a bunch of bullshit. And I wrote that video off when I first saw it as basically grifting. Now, normally I don't like to use the term grifting outside of the political sphere because it's a very serious term, but if you're not aware, when someone is grifting, what that basically means is that they're peddling viewpoints that are not their own for the purposes of making a paycheck. And what better way to get millions of views and make thousands of dollars on YouTube than to release a video where you throw in a bunch of sound effects and do a bunch of logical fallacies and cry, Minecraft no good no more, over and over again for like 20 minutes. It's the best way to grift. And that's what I started writing all of these videos off as. They're just a bunch of videos that are trying to hate on what is objectively a good game for no reason. But then I started seeing some videos that had a lot more effort put into them. They didn't have these weird, crazy sound effects like Sipsy's video did, and they didn't necessarily have logical fallacies or lack of evidence, but the way they were framing a lot of their arguments made it seem like these were seriously their opinions. And then I started seeing a lot of these opinions parroted on things like Reddit and Blue Sky, and I would say Twitter, but I left Twitter like 2 years ago, so I'm no longer longer on that. But the point is, and the point that I'm trying to make, is that I think that a lot of times when people hate on Minecraft, it's because they miss the point. I saw this video from this YouTuber that I don't remember his name, but it said Minecraft progression sucks and here's why. Now, I'm not going to argue with the actual statement of the video. Minecraft progression does suck, but it sucks because it's not meant to be the type of progression that people are referring to. Also, I think it's kind of a red herring or a misdirection, I would say. Neither of those words are accurate. It's not a fully accurate statement, because what kind of progression are you talking about? I mean, I know the kind of progression they're talking about, but when you say Minecraft progression sucks, it's easy for somebody to get confused and go, well, what do you mean? Because there's the progression from, you know, an empty plot of land to a giant castle that you've built. There's the progression from filling out a map in a little, you know, biome that you're in to filling out a map of, like, you know, 30% of your world. You can't fill out a map of 30% of your world. That's a little high, right? There's billions of blocks in the average Minecraft world. But the point is that when he's talking about progression, he's talking about the combat progression, right? When you load into a Minecraft world, you chop down a tree with your hand, you get wood, you mine some stone, you get stone, you go into caves or mines or something, you find iron, you get iron, you completely ignore copper if you're literally any other player, and you absolutely love copper, armor, and tools if you're me. That's a video for a different day. But you get the iron, and then you go and you find diamonds, you get the diamonds, and then after you get the diamonds, you go to the nether, you get all of the stuff that you need, you fully enchant your armor, you get netherite, and then you go kill the dragon. Some people kill the dragon before they get netherite. It really is what it is. But they were talking about this combat progression, and I didn't watch the full video, because in the very beginning of the video, this person says, and I'm quoting directly here, Terraria and Minecraft are trying to do similar things, but Minecraft's executes it horribly. And that's where I turned off the video. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it, guys, because that very premise from the jump is false. Because Terraria is what I would describe as a boss rush game, which is a cool idea for a game. Every single thing you do in Terraria is toward killing the next boss. You find better gear to get higher numbers to kill the next boss, to find better gear to get higher numbers to kill the next boss, to find better gear to get higher numbers to kill the next boss, and so on and so on and so forth. And somewhere in between all of that, if you fancy it, you'll build a custom house out of the stuff that you gather resources from around the world. I've often heard Terraria described as 2D Minecraft, but in my opinion, after playing both games for a significant number of years, these are two very separate games, okay? And I don't really enjoy Terraria. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think it's a bad game, but it's not my kind of game. It's very similar to MMOs or roguelikes. Not really similar to roguelikes. The boss rush is similar to roguelikes, if that makes sense, but it's more in line with MMOs, right? MMOs are basically these gigantic multiplayer servers where you and a bunch of your friends do exactly what I described, right? You kill bosses to get higher gear, to get better numbers, to kill bosses to get higher gear, to get better numbers, to kill bosses, so on and so forth. And then in between it, if you feel like it, you'll go talk to some NPCs and maybe do a couple of quests to get better gear, to get higher numbers. You get the point. But this entire premise was false. And as I watched more and more of these Minecraft sucks videos, I started to realize that every single person was just missing the point, because Minecraft at the end of the day is a sandbox. And I know that sounds like I'm saying, oh, the sky is blue, right? But I'm not just pointing out the obvious here, because like I said, I genuinely think that people have missed the point of Minecraft. The point of Minecraft is not to slay the Ender Dragon. It's not to get the best gear imaginable, fully enchanted netherite that you can never die from the Warden, right? It's not to max out every single weapon you have. It's not to explore the entire world. It's not to build the base of your dreams. It's not any of those. It's to do whatever you want. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but listen to me here. Early on in Minecraft's lifespan, I watched a review from Ben Yahtzee Croshaw, one of my favorite video game reviewers of all time, back when he was still on 0 punctuation, before the escapists huffed a bunch of glue and decided to fire their best editor and then lose all of their talent overnight, but I digress. But in that review, Yahtzee said something that always stuck with me. You have to make your own entertainment. And after I started playing Minecraft, I saw what he said. There was a point in the review where he was saying like, oh, at one point you'll be sitting on the edge and you'll see a mountain and you'll go, you know what that's crying out for? A skull fortress with crying lava streams. And he said you start out with, you know, mining some stone, and then 5 hours later you're picking out the wallpaper for the entrance hall. And that's exactly what Minecraft is. And every update that Minecraft has received over the vast amount of years that it's been around has been to further that goal, to give you more options, right? Give you better ways to mine the mountain and more colors to pick the wallpaper. It has been giving you reasons to explore its world, go out and find all of these different resources so you can make your dreams come true. When you look at really good builders in Minecraft, for example, the kind of things they're able to accomplish with enough time, resources, and a little bit of tricks is outstanding. And that's the entire point. I'm not saying that when you load in the Minecraft, your immediate goal should go to be out and build this gigantic, you know, 700,000 block castle that sits on a big hill, but you can do that. You can go out and clear an entire forest and then rebuild it with custom trees, put glowing blocks in the leaves and some firefly bushes all around, put some allays in there, and suddenly you have an enchanted fairy forest. You can build an expanding, thralling city that looks realistic because you have so many options. You can build a small village with a manor on top of a hill. You can build a haunted house. You can do anything. You can dig a big hole. If you want to just drop in and dig a big hole, you can do that. That's the entire point of Minecraft. Or if you want to load in, gather resources, max out your armor and weapons, get full netherite, max enchantments, all the best stuff, and then go kill the fucking ender dragon in one shot, you're welcome to do that too. If you want to go and get the wither, spawn the wither, and kill as many as you can in a row, you can do that too. The entire point of Minecraft is that you can build your own story. One of my favorite games of all time is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. And really, most of the Elder Scrolls series, 3, 4, and 5 are some of my favorite games of all time. I am still on the edge of my seat waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. Todd Howard. It's been like 8 years since we got a teaser trailer for it. Anyway, the point is that for me personally, I believe that what makes the Elder Scrolls game so great is the game's ability to drop you into a living, breathing world with its own lore, its own people, its own life, and you get to build the life you want to live. You can go off and do the main quest, or you can spend all day picking flowers. It's up to you. The same thing applies to Minecraft, except you create the living, breathing world with its own lore. When you get dropped into a Minecraft world, it's up to you to create whatever life you want to live. If you want to build a little dirt hut by the river and just fish all day, you could do that. If you want to be a humble farmer just growing their crops, you could do that. If you want to build a village up and be the hero of the village that fights off raids and monsters, you can do that. Minecraft is a game where you build your own story. It doesn't end when you beat the Ender Dragon. We all know this by now. I think, in my opinion, Mojang made a huge mistake when they put the roll credit sequence after beating the Ender Dragon. I think that beating the Ender Dragon should have just been more of a celebratory thing, and then it drops you right back into its world. There should be no roll credits in Minecraft. The credits should be a button on an options menu that you can click to see all the amazing people who work on the game. But it should never come naturally while you're playing the game. There are 2 bosses in Minecraft. I know technically 3 with the Warden, but I don't consider the Warden a boss, and I'll do a video on that another day. But there's 2 bosses, and to get to either one of them, you have to do some really convoluted shit, right? To get to the Wither, you have to figure out that the Nether exists, build a Nether portal, find a Nether fortress, kill roughly 17 billion of these black skeletons, get 3 of their heads, grab some soul sand, build a T, put the 3 heads on top of the T, and then you get the Wither. And then it's one of the hardest fights in Minecraft. Nothing can prepare you for that if you don't know what's about to hit you. I fought the Wither for the very first time in my Forever world, the one where you're currently seeing me dig a big hole. I fought the Wither for the very first time, like a week ago. And it was monstrous. I'm so glad I played with keep inventory on, bro, because I wouldn't have any of my shit. It was so hard. I went into it basically blind, because like I've seen people fight the Wither before, right? But I didn't think to like block it off or anything. I just like went into a cave and built it, and then it like blew up half the cave, and it was so funny. But you're not prepared for that fight. But then how do you fight the Ender Dragon? You gotta know that the Nether exists, go into the Nether, get a bunch of blaze rods, kill a bunch of endermen, know to combine the blaze rods with the ender pearls, get the eyes of ender, throw them up in the air, follow them till they stand still, dig straight down, navigate a labyrinth, find the portal, put all the eyes of ender into the portal, jump into the portal, and then you've got a dragon who again is a fight that you can't possibly be prepared for. And do you know why these fights are so convoluted? Do you know why you have to take so many steps to get to them? Because they were never meant to be an end game solution. They were never meant to be all you had to do. They were merely meant to be obstacles to get you further toward whatever goal that you had, right? The Wither is a goal to getting a beacon. The beacon helps you get more resources faster, or it allows you to be stronger when defending your base, or it allows you to run around your area at a faster speed. The beacon is made to make life easier in the concept of building towards your goal. Why do you beat the Ender Dragon? To unlock the end, so that you can go and travel to these vast distances in these places to get these unique blocks, to get a pair of wings, to get some very unique chests that act kind of like mini backpacks for you. These are all things that are done with the purpose of giving you more resources to build toward your goal. And the beauty of Minecraft is there's so many different ways that you can play to enjoy yourself. If you don't want to do all the resource gathering and you just want to build, hop in creative. If you do want to do the resource gathering but you don't want to deal with hostile mobs, you can turn on peaceful mode. If you want to do the resource gathering but you're tired of losing all your shit when you die, you can go into the options and you can turn on keep inventory, which I personally play with because it makes the game more fun. And if you really want to sweat your entire dick and balls off, you can play hardcore, where death is literally permanent. It's the end of the world and you can't do anything to get it back. And that's the beauty of it. Minecraft, like I said, is one where you build your own story. And I think a lot of people miss that because a lot of people have done what they always do to games and they tried to optimize it. I think that the technical side of Minecraft is fascinating. I've even started an educational series where I not only teach you how to build automatic farms, but I also teach you about why they work, because I think that's really cool. Not a lot of tutorials out there will teach you why something works or why you place certain blocks in certain orders or whatever the case may be, so they'll often just kind of show you how to place the blocks and then move on. And I didn't like that because I always found myself lost whenever the thing was broken. I couldn't troubleshoot it because I didn't know what the purposes of some things were. And so that's why I started that series. But I think that in the process of trying to be as technically advanced as possible within the game, a lot of people have just optimized the fun out of it. There are some farms I don't think should be automatic. Yeah, I could go in and build a sand duper and never have to go to a desert and mine sand again. But on the other hand, I think it's far more fun to go to the desert, which is 8,000 blocks away from my spawn, by the way, build a nether portal, and then go in and build a railway from my home base nether portal to the nether portal where the sand is, so that I can go and have a fun little cart ride through hell. I think that's cool. I think that's fun. I think there's some stuff that you just simply shouldn't optimize. You can optimize carrot and potato farming by building a very specific farm where a villager harvests them, tries to throw it at a guy, but then it hits a trap door and then it falls into a hopper and bada bing bada boom. But I find it more cathartic to walk around and breaking each of the carrots and replanting them. I find that to be fun and enjoyable. It's a nice little break in between all of the things that I'm doing. Minecraft doesn't suck. You guys are just uncreative and you've lost your sense of whimsy. You've lost your sense of adventure. You boot into Minecraft thinking that it's a game to beat, but it isn't. It's a game that is meant to be played and to build your own world and your own story. I think a lot of the times when people say, oh, the 2-week Minecraft phase kicked in, but now I'm bored, a lot of times it's because they enter it with this idea that there has to be an end to what they're doing. And so they drop in and they're like, oh, I want to build this giant castle. But then they get halfway through building the giant castle and they've been tossing their time between mining a shitload of resources and trying to build the castle, and then they get bored and they get frustrated and they never take a break to focus on something else. When I'm playing in my Forever world, I take breaks. Right now, I've only built 2 out of the 7 planned buildings for my village. And that's because I wanted to stop and go make some farms, or I wanted to go explore, or I wanted to just enjoy the atmosphere. When you lose your sense of whimsy and you lose your creativity, that Minecraft phase is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And then when you lose enough of your creativity and enough of your whimsy, you're going to start making dumbass videos that say things like Minecraft sucks now, and the overabundance of choice, or choice overload, whatever the hell that dude said. It was so stupid. It was so dumb. This guy literally said, yeah, we got too much stuff to do, and that's why Minecraft is boring. And what does that even mean? What does that even mean? But yeah, I just wanted to point out that I think that the entire thing about Minecraft being bad is entirely misguided, and it's because people are trying to assign a genre of game to Minecraft that doesn't exist. If you want Minecraft to be fun, you need to embrace the openness of the game. If you want a game that's just going to give you a linear progression of shit to beat, play Terraria, play GTA, play any MMO, play literally any other video game out there. There's hundreds of thousands of video games that just give you a linear line of shit to beat. And I love linear lines of shit to beat, right? Sly Cooper is my favorite gaming franchise of all time, except for number 4. We don't talk about number 4, but 1 through 3, I love it. And number 1 was definitely a linear line of shit to beat. Okay, I enjoy that stuff. But if you want something that really puts the power in your hand, you got to play Minecraft. There's no such thing as a game where you can do anything you want, because there's always going to be something that a player's going to think of that a developer didn't. But if I were to pick a game where you can truly do anything you want, Minecraft would be the closest thing available. And I think that too many people take that for granted and don't understand how beautiful of a gift that is. Microsoft's done a lot of shit to Minecraft that's made it a little bit more microtransaction-y and a little bit more frustrating. But in recent years, I think that Mojang's been on the right track with building us a world that we can live in, we can build life in. They've been giving us more ambient mobs, more immersive stuff. Recently, a snapshot showed up that has the cutest fucking baby model overall I've ever seen in my life, and I love it, because that means that when that comes to the game, our worlds are going to feel much more diverse and interesting. We went from having like 5 block choices and a cow, a pig, and a sheep to deal with, to having this vast array of dangerous mobs and passive mobs and block choices and so many colors and shapes and just fun, interesting things to do. And if you don't want to build, you've got these adventures, you've got the trial chambers, you can go explore woodland mansions and large jungles and cherry groves and all this other stuff. You can dive into deserts and cross the hidden sands to find yourself a temple with some hidden loot. You can dig all the way down into the ground until you find the deep dark city with the warden and avoid him while getting some more loot. You can feel like an adventurer, you could feel like a baron, you can feel like a lord of a castle, you can feel like a humble little fisherman on the edge of a village, you can feel like a dastardly elf hiding, or you can feel like a mighty dwarf building your fortress in the mountains. You could do anything in Minecraft, and that's the beauty. And that's the point. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. This video really wasn't meant to attack anybody, but I feel like I maybe kind of did that. But let me know what you think in the comment sections. Do you agree? Do you disagree? It's okay if you disagree. I would love to hear your disagreements. Just try to keep everything as civil as possible. If you want to call me a dumbass, I guess it's only fair, as I probably called you a dumbass. But just try to keep things, you know, on the down low. And as always, be proud of yourself, because I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.